Jill from St. Croix Paranormal here at the historic Mounds Theater. I got a special guest with me today, Tristan. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, no problem.
How long have you been working here at the Mounds Theater?
Off and on for about 7 years.
Okay, and can you tell us a little history? What kind of goes on here? What kind of things you're seeing?
Yeah, we have 3 resident ghosts that kind of wander around here. We have Red up in the projection booth. He tends to like slam doors, make a lot of noise, the catwalks and everything. We have Jim, our usher, who basically all he really does is his job. So if we get too rowdy in the theater, they'll come and tap you on the shoulder. We've had a lot of reports of that, actually. And then we have Mary, who likes to play on stage, bounce balls, things like that. That's pretty much it. All 3, the 2, Red and Jim, have worked for the theater, actually. We have documented evidence that they have for the theater. And then Mary was murdered just over there, left side of the room.
And how was she murdered? Does anybody know anything?
Nobody really knows. It's kind of still a mystery. They never found her.
Never found it. What kind of personal experiences have you had while you've been here?
Just most recently, I'm the night janitor here as well. I come about 2, 3 o'clock in the morning to get my job done. I was sweeping out here in the concessions area, and I had heard that door open out there, which isn't uncommon. People like to put on it. So I just kind of glanced, and the doors were locked. Nobody was in here, and so I kind of went back to sweeping, and then I noticed, like, I felt like a breeze. And I heard a woman's voice say, "Excuse me," and it didn't really click right away, so I just was like, okay. So I kind of moved out of the way, and then I heard a bathroom stall open, and I stopped, and I was like, wait a minute. Did somebody just come in, so I went in there, and there was nobody in there. I've seen that bathroom light flick on and off, heard people running across the stage. Just recently heard someone coming down the staircase.
Have you actually seen any of the spirits?
Yep, I've seen people walking up and down those catwalks. I've seen Mary running across stage before. Been upstairs, in the tech booth, and you can just see her walking across stage or things like that. But yeah, I've visually seen them.
And now are you nervous being here by yourself at all ever? No, never?
No, they're super nice ghosts. I've never had a problem with them, so I love them.
Anything else you'd like to add?
No, just that it's a great place to come if you're, if you want to be a believer. Because our ghosts are awesome. They welcome everyone.
Great. Well, thanks for joining us on today's show, Tristan.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Welcome to St. Croix Paranormal's TV show. I'm Jill.
I'm Steve.
And today we're going to talk about our visit to Mounds Theater, which we had a ton of activity. We did have a little bit of intro there with Tristan, the interview I did with Tristan at the Mounds Theater. And just a little basic history. It was built in 1922 and used for silent movies and live entertainment. And it was open until about 1967 when it shut down. Someone had purchased the building and donated it for the Portage of Youth for families in need, and now they are haunted, and they do basically movies, plays, and in October they do ghost tours, which you guys should go check out because it is awesome. But what kind of things did we see there? We had a lot of activity. We got a lot of orb pictures and a lot of orbs on video, so we'll take a look at that. Steve, can you explain to the viewers out here why these are orbs and not dust?
Yeah, you can debunk orbs versus dust pretty easy, and I can tell. The best part is, what you're going to say is, if you see an orb, they are going to move in different patterns than dust. Dust is going to be gravitational. So gravity is going to act on dust. You're going to get air ventilation systems where you're going to see them floating, you're going to see them falling down, you're going to see them coming up, stuff like that. Orbs are self-lit circles of light that travel in different ways, shapes, forms, speeds, everything. And they produce and emit their own light. And it's just take a look at some of our evidence and some other past investigations, and you'll be able to tell pretty easy what's an orb and what's not.
Yes, why don't we take a look at all those orb pictures we got and all the videos that we captured while we were there. really interesting thing that happened. Krista and I had gone down into the basement, and we just had the parabolic mic. I was trying to see if I could pick up any voices with our new special microphone that we had. Had the K2 meter down there. Generally down in the basement, it was reading like a 1 to 2 generally, so that was nothing that we were concerned about it with the lights being up to the second light. Was there like 5, 6 lights on that thing?
Yeah.
So that's kind of like just the general energy that's going through that place, so that was not a big concern. But we were sitting down there trying to see if we could get some interaction. I don't know how it came about, but Krista said, let's say some Bible verses. And mind you, when you guys see the tape, I am not good on my Bible verses, just to let you know. Probably the one I chose to say was probably not the best one. You'll see that. But our lights went crazy, way off when we started with the Bible thing. Asked them if they wanted us to continue with the Bible thing. The lights are going crazy in response to her question. So that's really kind of cool. I just kind of feel like they were interacting. They also say that Mary, the little girl ghost that lives there, tends to like to play with the lights and things like that. So kind of an interesting thing. So we'll take a look at that clip.
How about a Bible verse?
Genesis 5:6-2. Yea, though I walk through the valley.
Someone like that, look.
I don't know.
It's lighting up all the way to red.
Maybe I should start saying, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear
Joe,
no
look.
evil. I know, I see it. You do not like the Bible?
Light it up again if you do like the Bible verses idea.
I don't know a whole lot of those. I am Catholic. That would be why.
Can you light them up for me if you do not like my idea of the Bible verses? You do not like the idea of Bible verses.
Okay. All right, Spirit Box session at Mounds Theater. The most incredible, crazy thing I've ever done, heard, listened to. This was phenomenal. We did get a lot of response in on that. Before I go into that though, Steve, can you explain why the Spirit Box works, how the Spirit Box works, how you can prove that that's a spirit voice and not just the radio?
The Spirit Box is programmed to scan in progression in the AM stereo stations, and it changes the station every second all the way up. So you're never on AM station for longer than a half second to a second, depending on your radio. What you're doing is you're trying to create white noise via the radio, and the theory behind it is spirits can manipulate with the electromagnetic field and talk through that barrier, and then you can hear it through the radio speaker. And how you can prove this is because you can get sentences, words, depending on how active or how much energy they have to talk, and you're getting that over multiple stations, which would never happen in real life because you're on a station for a second, you're gone. So you get and you're not going to understand it. What we have in our evidence is words. I mean, almost a half sentence. I mean, in some instances. So, I mean, just listen to the evidence that we have, and you'll see they're in different voices. I mean, it's not any of our voices. It's not a radio station's voice. It's just clear cut. So.
And Mounds Theater is known. They have their 3 resident ghosts, but they are also kind of considered like not necessarily a portal per se, but they do have a lot of traveling spirits that go through. And I can certainly attest to that from the Spirit Box session. What I do when I listen to the Spirit Box sessions on the tape, I have my headphones on. If I think I catch something, I back it up and I listen. I back it up and I listen. The crazy thing with this is there was so much conversation going on in the background. It wasn't just white noise. It was stuff. And then I can't even bring this to you guys because I can't bring the volume up loud enough for you guys to hear. I just took my headphones off and went, wow. These spirits are having conversations amongst themselves. They are having conversations about us. Things they were saying like, no, I told you no, I said we shouldn't do it. I had one whisper that said, let's have some fun and take a hold. These are things I can't bring you, but to let you know, it is there. They are talking. There is at one point where we had asked spirits how many are here, and they started climbing 4, 5, 6, 8. Asked 20 minutes later or so, how many are with us now? You hear too high to count. in a very faint whisper, and again, I probably can't bring it up loud enough for you, but you hear somebody say, "Tell him again."
Yeah.
So really crazy things. The weirdest one we had, I thought, for me, was pull it. That one was crazy. I don't know what they pulled, but you hear the clanking of something,
Yeah.
and that was caught on all audios, all videos. It was just crazy. The pull it, people walking around saying, "I'm sick, I'm scared,
We're
I'm
dead."
dead."
Yeah.
The lady who called out, "We're all dead."
Yep.
It was just phenomenal. I mean, we're talking 2 or 3 word sentences. There's no way you can speak it. If I'm talking this super, super, super fast, I mean, you can't even understand me.
Yeah.
So this was just the craziest thing, and it was really, really cool. We got a lot of stuff out of there. A lot of it's in response to our questions and things that were going on. One clip that we will show you too is the code blue clip, which I found very phenomenal. On the clip, I'm not sure you can hear the code blue very clearly. However, I am talking to everybody saying, "You guys, somebody's messing with us. They said code blue." You'll hear a guy chime in and say, "You did." So it's just different things like that. You had one say hello to you.
Yeah, you can see the video. Krista just said, "Say hello to Steve." You'll hear a little girl's voice say, "Hi, Steve."
Yeah, and then another followed by
And then
another
a
hello.
guy right after that, "Hello." So these are intelligent responses to direct questions or direct commands. Boom, right on cue. I mean, you can't. There's nothing better that an investigator looks to have for evidence is this. It's great. So we're really pleased with our evidence from this investigation.
visiting with the people that come here? Can you tell me your story? What did you do when you were alive?
Knife?
Knife.
Light? Oh, you did the lights?
Lights.
Knife?
Knife.
Knife?
Knife.
Light?
Alright, someone's messing with us. I heard it code blue, it sounded like. The EVPs that we caught there, we did get quite a few. One of the interesting ones I found is we had one that said no whispering. The interesting thing I find about that one is you guys were up on the front stage. I had gone into the back part of the stage because I needed to check my cameras. Things were starting to die down. It was getting to be the end of the night, so we wanted to make sure everything's still running. Ended up standing back there just talking to Tristan. The particular voice recorder that picked it up was my personal one, which I happened to leave on the table. That was maybe, I don't know, 15, 20 feet from me as Tristan and I were talking. And the air conditioner was off at that point for probably about 20 minutes or so, because one of us had asked him to shut it off because we weren't sure if the cool breezes sometimes we felt were from the AC or if it was from spirit potential. So there was absolutely no noise going on. The weird thing with this particular EVP, you hear a wind blowing in, coming in like a shh. And then a few seconds later, you hear somebody say, no whispering. These guys up front were whispering. I'm in the back talking. I can still hear myself talking. I checked all 3 video cameras. Nobody said the word no whispering. So I don't know what was going on there, but I thought that was kind of a cool one to catch. So you'll hear the wind come in, and then you'll hear the no whispering. Another interesting one that Steve had caught on one of his is Chris and I were on stage playing with Mary, trying to get her to interact and play. And you hear some guy humming. You think it's like somebody just cleaning the stage? Or
Yeah, like a worker.
Yeah, it's very different. I went back and I listened to it and checked with tape, and Chris and I just were talking to Mary. The interesting one we got was I Miss My Mommy. That was kind of cool. You guys were just on stage. Again, I was in the back doing my thing. And you just get an EVP of a little girl saying, I miss my mommy. Kind of tore at my heart, but very clean one. You do have an interesting one about the losers.
Yeah, I don't know, you can't really explain it. It's right after the spirit box session, and we're all sitting there, sitting right to each other, and we're 10 feet away. And the girl comes up and whispers in my personal microphone, like, what a bunch of losers. It's a woman's voice, nobody's talking, and it's the weirdest EVP I've seen. I mean, it's kind of funny, but...
So why don't we take a listen to all the EVPs we got. You can check them out, and then we will play them a couple of times over so that you can get a good listen to them.
There's no light.
It should be just fine.
There's no light.
It should be just fine.
There's no light.
It should be just fine.
Aaron Russell, twice for each day. Aaron Russell, twice for each day. Aaron Russell, twice for each day. That's the ball, the ball.
There. You have to feel right there. You touch these. There. You have to feel right there. You touch these. There. You have to feel right there. You touch these. film when I was watching it, and it was hard for me to explain to Steve that it looked like a little girl running across the stage. It was very, very fast, very quick. I knew it was a little girl to me. I could almost see the arm, the body. I brought it to Steve, and what did you say about it?
I said it was an infrared light flare between the two different infrared lights that were there. You had the camera aiming forward, and you had an infrared light on the side. So when you bring the camera on and you start flipping it like this, it's getting the two infrared lights through the lens. That's what it looks like to me, an infrared light flare.
But I knew it wasn't, because when you kind of did it in slow motion, I kept saying the camera's not panning when this thing runs through. Plus the other thing, when I slow it down to snapshot mode, I have a picture of her looking like this, and it's a face to me. When I slowed it down, I could actually see the arm and the leg go. I shot it over to you, and then what'd you say?
It's definitely a human figure, and it is completely fluid motion. If you watch the head, the legs, the arm, and you'll see all the defining features, and it all moves in a fluid motion like a person is walking. So, yeah, I would totally agree with you now.
There's nothing that says it's not a spirit of the
Yeah,
little girl.
the key is you watch it in full, normal camera panning, and then watch it in the slow motion, multiple slow motions, and the features will start to just appear. So you got to give it the first time and then watch it slow-mo. Combine the two and you'll see what we're talking about.
Thanks for joining us for today's show on Mounds Theater. I hope you enjoyed it and enjoyed our evidence and that we brought to you. And I'd like to give a special thanks out to Mounds Theater and all the people that work there. They're a bunch of awesome people. You guys should go check it out either for a play, a movie, definitely.
Halloween.
Yep, definitely.
It's right around the corner.
Yep, their Halloween ghost tours they have. They do, like I said, do the portage for youth, so they're always looking for donations. So please stop by moundstheater.org. Send up a donation or just stop by because they could really use it.
Thank you.
Have a good night.